Every day I remember that being an Asian American artist is definitely bigger than me. Yeah, so my earliest memory of music would have to be as a preschooler, listening to Confessions by Usher. I didn't even know what the song was about, but I just enjoyed the instrumental of it, the movement of it, Usher singing. And I guess I found myself singing every song I could remember, whether it was a TV show opening or something you hear on the radio. My friends even called me the radio back in middle school because I'm just always singing. I found it even more enjoyable to put out my own songs, my own stories, and think that, hey, maybe someone else is singing them just like I was singing other songs too.
I listened to a lot of old school hip hop songs when I was younger. So I grew up listening to Tupac, and they had a lot of influence on me. I grew up listening to a bit of K-pop, like K-rap and R&B. So that also influenced me as well. And a couple of the artists that actually got me starting making music were DPR Live and J Park. They were kind of the basics of Korean American artists. And the way they create their music mixed in with the Korean culture and the American culture kind of reached out to me, obviously, as a Korean American, and I really just wanted to do the same. Obviously, I do have American roots as well, but my basic thought process, the foundation, is from the Korean culture. So the basic things like respect the others, respect the elders, basic gestures of politeness is what I like to put my roots on. Papa is So I think that is who I identify myself as part of being Korean culture. But I do definitely like the open-mindedness of the American culture as well.
Heading into college, I didn't think I was going to be able to do a full-on career in music, actually, which is why I'm studying accounting. I came in with a mindset of, I have to focus on a professional career, and that music, though, is my passion. It can just be on the side. But as I've continued in college, I've slowly realized that, I can turn this passion of mine into something professional.
My wish is to turn it into a full-time career. And for right now, obviously as a student, I'm working a part-time job and going to school at the same time. So my focus is to graduate as soon as I can. And hopefully when I get a full-time job, whenever I get off work, I can work the extra hours to work on the music. I wasn't actually born in US. I moved from Korea when I was around 8 years old. So it's been a little bit, but when I first moved, I obviously couldn't speak English that well. So a lot of the kids actually called me monkey, as in they were kind of pointing out the fact that I wasn't able to speak English that well and communicate with them. So a lot of times they would call me in a derogatory way, call me monkey, and I would get upset, but there wasn't much I could do because obviously I can't communicate to them clearly. But recently, obviously, it's been more of an issue, so I'm glad that that's been being covered on.
Feel cold, get my spirit to the pin stroke, young Westbrook and the rim is low. Sweet tang when I fall through, when I hit the queen with the give and go. I've been getting close, I've been feeling go, I've been in a mode when my pupils dilated, take the beat and then annihilate it till the siren faded.
The mistreatment of Asian Americans, especially elderly people, was a common issue amongst the Asian American community, but apparently was not getting as much talk, notice, acknowledgement from the general population. It feels like in my world, in my little world, that this is really big. These are people getting hurt for really no real, genuine reason. And yet there's so many people who don't notice that.
When you always get your way.
Knowing that there aren't really many mainstream Asian American artists, I think that's even more motivation to continue doing the art. Growing up being labeled as that model minority to follow a specific professional path, it's unfortunately sometimes looked down upon to even consider, pursuing the arts. And as I've wanted to show now, or in the future, or however I do it, I want to show kids to just pursue their passion, especially for the Asian American community.
It's just experiment. It's about telling your story, telling what you've been through. It's some kind of emotions that I can express through the songs that some other people can relate to. Some people really liked my last couple songs that I did. Some people might like the new one. It's more about the love feel. So if somebody can relate to it, that's honestly what I look forward to. That's what I do it for.
Being able to tell the stories or, resemble the stories of so many people who don't necessarily know how to write it, how to formulate it, I think that's what is the best part about being a creative, is being able to draw out, write out, whatever it is, those unheard stories or untold stories you can't really get. So.
Since 18, been on my loan, so my life been coreless.